vision and mission of University Kebangsaan Malaysia. As listed here, unfortunately it is in Malay. I hope you will knowledge and also the belief, so that we produce human which are not only knowledgeable but also having the internal strength and use all this knowledge for the betterment of mankind and the nation as well. The mission of the university is very clear. We want to go forward, we want to be the best university. We are now, we believe, but we want to strive for excellence, and these are our vision. And the mission is also extremely clear. We want to see how the nations are being, moving forward by taking care of our values, our culture, and our language as well. In UKM, we established these sets of values, which we call Kami. Very easy for us to remember. And these values should be translated down to all levels, including staff and students as well. So these values are crucial to us, that we internally absorb it, internally embrace it. Number one is keserakanan, the oneness. Doesn't matter where you come from, Umbi or the faculty or Pinta, you are from UKM. And therefore, we would like to have this oneness of the university. It's called, which translated to oneness. Accountability, obviously. We vouch to give the best education to the students, undergraduate and postgraduate alike, and we want to ensure that we will be able to do that. So accountability is a core value in the UKM. Merit, we want to do things by merit, not because I know you, not because you know me, but purely on the basis of merit. We would like to reward people based on merit as well. So this is our commitment. Innovative, not only in teaching and learning and research and development, we also would like the whole university to be innovatively driven. And hopefully each one of us value this internally. And lastly, but not least, is the integrity. This is it's the last, but it's the core thing. Everything should be done with full integrity, especially when it comes to research. We don't change data, for example. We don't, manipulate results in order to achieve our objective. What we get is what we get, regardless of whether this is a good result or not so good result. But changing it for our purpose is highly non-integrity exercise. So we value this. We hope that in postgraduate, doing research, we'll also take this seriously. Do your research with full integrity. Do not bully your juniors. Do not get bullied by someone. Do not get bullied by your supervisor. It's not happening here, but I hope we keep it that way. So those are the values that we highly implement in our university. Very quickly, I think you know all these statistics. We are ranked number 160 in the QS World University Ranking. Last year, we are number 184, now 160. We have done well so far. We hope we can pursue further. And this ranking might not have a direct impact. You might not feel it, some of you, but you will once you have finished your postgraduate. Because once you are moving into the industry, particularly those high-level industry, they might want to see where you graduate from. Graduating from top university in the world make a lot of difference. So if you can help us as a postgraduate, in order for us to move forward, because the key element of this QS World University Ranking is actually embedded in research, in quality research. So we will elaborate that a bit more, but we would like to see our ranking goes up, of course. And for the QS ASEAN University Ranking, we were ranked number 41, which is not bad at all. There are more than 500 universities being ranked, and we are ranked number 41. And in the top 50, those who are young universities, we are ranked number 12. So this is to show how vibrant this University Kebangsaan Malaysia is in terms of the ranking. And hopefully, with your help as postgraduate, you will push this ranking further. So some factual elements here. We have more than 2,000 academic staff, and the professors, associate professors, lecturers or senior lecturers, and also Guru Bahasa, language teachers. In the administrative domain, we have quite a number of people there. You see, we have more than 7,000 staff. So plus lecturers, we have close to, 10,000? So this is not a small number, and you can imagine the complexity of the institution dealing with 10,000 staff. And in terms of student number, we have close to 30,000. It fluctuates, people graduated, new people coming in, so roughly 29,000, 30,000. So that's kind of our capacity to house and to host that number of students, which is actually quite a number. And you can see the breakdown. We have close to 2,500 international students. We wish to see this number increases. We want to be an international university. We value your views and your ideas. Very quickly, for postgraduate, we have close to 2,000 postgraduate as of today, which are split into PhDs, masters, and also postgraduate diplomas. So you can see the numbers here. We hope that those doing the masters now will eventually continue PhD with us. Is that the spirit? There's no confidence there. That worries me, Will you then continue PhD? Yes! So almost 12, I know, yeah. We're gonna finish at 3, so don't worry, Yeah, so again, the distribution of the postgraduate, again, just to share with you what we have today. We want a number of PhDs to increase because you're gonna stay with us for 3 years, 3.5 years, roughly like that. We don't want you to stay for too long. If you're doing your PhD, don't exceed as much as possible. Not that we don't like you. We know you like us so much that you don't want to go. But, we have to let you go. So 3 years, 3.5 years, maximum 4 years, you must go. Because make room for another person. So go ahead, do your PhD, but make sure you graduate on time. 3 years should be good. Work hard, you're going to get your PhD, inshallah. Is that the spirit? Yes. Okay, good. All right, to show you where the students are coming from, particularly the international students, we have not so many now, so it's important that our ambassadors here to relate to your friends in Facebook, Instagram, let them come to UKM. Yeah? So far it's a good university, right? No? Yeah? Oh, that's dangerous, when you're not responding to me like that. Okay, do encourage them to come. Yeah, we value them. And again, the distribution of the faculty and the number of students enrolling in this faculty. You can see which faculties are equal number. Obviously, some faculties have got more academic staff than the others. So again, these are data. I'll show you a few. So these are the 5 pillars, 5 small houses in the big palace of quality of UKM. Yeah? Number 1 is the research. Imagine, being a research university, we are committed to do good research, quality research, and this house of quality is a testimonial of our commitment to the quality. Number 1 is research, and there are pillars down there. There are 3 pillars, which again, I'll elaborate a bit more. Number 2 is academic. We want to make sure that whatever we teach the student, whatever we deliver, very quality education. That's our mandate, to deliver the best to the students and postgraduates as well, especially those attending the courses, the master by course. Number 3 is internationalization. We want more international commitment from our side and with our partners. We are partnering with so many universities in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for you to take advantage of this. And hopefully by having this relationship, you can spend some time overseas. Ask your professors, do they have any link with any top universities? Go and spend time. Yeah? Those in IMEN, for example, this is microelectronic and nanotechnology. Some of them are having work with the Harvard University and Berkeley as well, and we send our postgraduate to do some research over there for a couple of months or years, right? 6 months to 1 year. And they publish very, very good results, with all these professors abroad. Do take that advantage. Ask questions, Get yourself motivated to go. Yeah? Get the professors to come over. We have plans to bring top professors to UKM. This year we plan 26. Next year hopefully we can get 24. So by end of next year we should get 50 top professors in UKM. Co-supervising you, hopefully some of them. So this is what we plan to do. Number 4 is talent. We value talent. It's important for us. 10,000 people in UKM, they must be talented. The 2,000 lecturers and professors, senior lecturers, they must be highly talented people. Also our officers. So we are moving into making sure the capacity building is seriously done in the university. And lastly, is a very crucial part, which is the money. Yeah? We do not have that much money, yes, but we are working very hard to ensure that we gain as much as possible in order to give back. We are a non-profit organization, obviously. Yeah? We are a public university. Government sponsored some of the students, and we have to find our own. So this is going to be a challenge in university, not only to UKM, but all public universities. On research, I dwell a bit more on this. We have 3 pillars. Number 1 is to strengthen the high-impact research, the frontier high-impact research. When you do research at master level or PhD level, please ensure that you are doing the frontier research. Do not repeat what people have done 10 years ago. This is very crucial. You do what people have done previously. It's not a PhD, it's not a master degree program, unfortunately. It's supposed to be adding to the pool of knowledge. This is the philosophy of postgraduate. If you're doing research, the philosophy is to add to the pool of knowledge even a drop of water, rather than taking from the other part of the pond and putting it somewhere else. So it's not the idea of research. It has to be noble, it has to be new, it has to be authentic, and therefore it has to be frontier. Talk to your supervisors, your professors, ensure you are doing the frontier work. Nobody has published this before, and you are doing it. Okay? Benchmark yourself, look at what the others are doing in your field. Talk to your supervisor again. They have to know this. And ensuring that you are doing something, what people have not done. You are pushing the boundary of knowledge. Number 2 is to publish in high impact journal, high quality journals. Are you all aware of this journal business? Aware tak? Oh, this is the first time I heard. It's very important that you establish yourselves as good researcher, not just by having degree, but by proving that, my degree is a master PhD degrees, but now I have done so well, I managed to publish in these high impact journals. Very, very crucial for you. You want to do a PhD afterwards? You want to go abroad to top universities in the world? You want to get scholarship? You want to be a postdoc somewhere overseas again? You want to apply for an academic position? They are going to see what have you published. You published in good journals. But now, it's all transparent. Go to the website, open up the Web of Science, for example, look at which one is a top tier journal. There are 100 journals in one area, for example. I'm going to publish in the top 10% journal. Can we do that? This is the spirit. Don't be discouraged by this. You can do it. Trust me. A personal experience. I was in Japan for close to 4 years doing my PhD. I got this Mombusho scholarship from the government of Japan. I don't know Japanese. I do not know Japanese. I can't speak Japan when I enter the university, Kyoto University. No Japanese, a little bit here and there, but definitely not an expert. I studied for 2 months before I went there, and then, bang, I'm now in Japan. You see, The first 2 months, my professor said, publish in this journal. At that time, there's no online this and that. No. You got to publish in this journal. I don't even know. I was asked to publish 2 months after arrival in Japan. Never had experience in writing journals. I took 2 months to write, to see the journal, how do people write, And they say, you only choose 1, 2, 3 journals, nothing less than that. And I don't even know, you just follow lah. Just follow. In Japan, you can't fight your supervisor. Actually, in Malaysia also like that. Okay? Then I start publishing, send the paper. Send to him, he corrected it after 1 week, get back to me, correction, ding dong, after 2, 3 times, he said, okay, send the journal. He got rejected in the first place, send again, to the second one. And then got correction, and then do the correction, send again, another correction. The first paper was a mess, but it got published eventually. And I feel so much of confidence. Why I managed to publish in this journal? The feeling is so liberating, The confidence starts sinking in. I'll say, okay, that's good. I managed to publish. After that, 6 months, I managed to publish. 6 months of sending, not 6 months of writing. 6 months of sending, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. 6 months, no kidding. And then he said, publish another one. I said, okay, let me see. Then I managed to publish another one. When I got into the third paper, he said, just send. No need to send to me. My supervisor, he's lazy. And I do not stop doing that until I publish 9 papers. Tak banyak pun. Some of your colleagues here publish even more than that. Right. And I discovered that when it goes online, from out of the 9 papers, 8 is actually Q1. The top tier journal. Okay. So, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science. You can do it. It's just a matter of confidence. Once you get it, believe me, you taste the sweetness of publication. Really, so don't be afraid of publication. It's not a monster. You can do that. Okay, number 3 is the peruntukan penyelidikan. Although we're going to give some money, whatever you give to university as the fees, you're going to return back half of them to your supervisor so that they can use this money to help you in your research, field study, consumable, those are the things that will be used to actually supervise you. Not much, right? You are not paying that much, I believe, right? You are charging you a small token in comparison to overseas. So again, hopefully it will help you. Talk to your supervisor saying that, hey, I got my money inside there, so give back my half. Now, they cannot give you the cash, obviously, but they can give you what you want to buy, consumable, and you have to go for field studies, so you can actually use a portion of that money for that. All right, so a bit of information. So we got industrial grant, we got grant from overseas, we got grant from the government, so a lot. So you can see that, it's not easy nowadays. At one point we have a lot, but it decreases tremendously. So every year is going to fluctuate. So go to your supervisors, tell them, can I apply together with you? So you learn how to apply, make proposal to apply grants, international grants. Very important, because once you get into the PhD, you will notice that it helps you a lot if you also prepare proposal with your supervisors. This is our journey in UKM. We have been doing journals without the index. That's and then we move on to the index journal. There are a few index journals, and then move on to Web of Science, the WOS. You subscribe to that, you can get access to it freely. And we have Scopus, we also subscribe to that as well. Or we have ERA. So these are the classification of journals. And then we slowly moving into the Web of Science, the higher quality journals in most areas. Okay? So these are Web of Science again, you can get access to it. There are quartiles, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, or Q1 to Q4. 25% of the top journals are Q1, another 25% is the Q2, and likewise the Q4. So where are you supposed to aim? Q1! That's the spirit, tak dapat jaga. So we are on Q1, and eventually What the university wants eventually is every one of you, us and you together, move into the home run journals. You know home run? You can publish 10 journals, nobody cares. You know, even in Q1, no citation. No citation means people are not citing you, right? Betul tak? Yeah? Meaning that, you know, they read, okay lah, this is Q1 paper, but no lah, I don't want to cite this. Once they cite your paper in their own paper later on, it means that your paper has got value. Betul? So you want to have the numbers, you might not get the quality, for example, so we want both the numbers and the quality as well. So you hit home run, one paper with 100, 200, 300 citations, rather than 10 papers, no citation. As if no impact. Citation comes a bit later. Right? Initially people might not know you, but they know your supervisors, right? So that's why it's very important to write with your supervisors, and you should be mentored to, you know, write good journal papers. It doesn't come naturally in most people. Some people, yes, have got that talent. Most people, unfortunately, don't. So you have to be mentored. Yeah, they guide you on how to write good papers. Overall, you know, research, WOS, Scopus, ERA, just to give you a spectrum of our performance in 2018 and 2019. So we have seen an increment of performance, put it that way. So we would like to have the continuity of this trajectory. You, as the engine of research, you know, research cannot be done by one person, which is a supervisor. It has to be carried out in a team, student-supervisor kind of partnership. Yeah. So let's move towards that. Okay. Okay, this is what I said just now, 50% of the fees that you, there are three components of the fees, but the major components is the tuition fees. One is the registration fees, another one is, I don't know, whatever. But the big portion is the tuition fees. That tuition fees portion, half will go to your supervisor. He will administer the usage of this fund for you. Right? All right, again, I think you know about these scholarships, right? Not many though, but some of you will be very lucky enough to obtain some of these assistance in terms of the Dana grants and whatnot. So again, I think this has been explained previously in some sessions, but we have a lot of scholarships available. You need to apply for it. It is competitive. It is by merit. If you are good, you get it. Okay? So stay good. Yeah? And I hope some of you will be able to obtain some of these grants. Okay, I am done here in terms of presentation.
So I'm the new PhD students here at this university. So my question, you know, the publication paper stages passes in 3 stages. The first stage is submission, and the second is acceptance, and then publication. Sometimes, you know, the good journal will be Q1 for submission, and after half year or after 1 year, then it will be Q2. I don't know about the university if consider the journal Q1 from the submission or from the acceptance.
When you submit your paper to Q1, sometimes after you have published it, eventually it goes to Q2. That is the case when you are publishing at the borderline with the paper. You know, you have 100 papers, say for example, in that particular area, you publish number 24. So that number 24, 23 has got the potential to go down to 28. So it's already in the second bracket. You got what I'm saying? So the best way of avoiding that, don't publish that. Publish number 1, number 2. You got the idea? No, right? Blur. Too high an explanation. Difficult though, okay. Because there are number 1, because it depends on the impact factor. Have you heard of impact factor? Anyone who hasn't heard of impact factor before? Ada? Ada tanya? Ada belum? Okay, every journal, the good journal, it has impact factor. You know? The higher impact factor means that the journal is normally in the higher side, but it depends on area. For example, if you are in a material science journal, The impact factor might go up to 10, 11, 12, but if you're in the area of coating engineering or surface engineering, maybe the highest impact factor is around 4 or 5. No? So it depends on area. So in that particular area, katalah material science, ada 140, roughly 150 journal, 160 now actually journal, you know, in the area of material science. Obviously the first 40 is the Q1, quartile 1. So do not choose the one at the borderline, you know, you choose number 59. Because impact factor, it depends on citation, how many people cite that journal. So every year it will change a little bit, not so much. So in order to avoid that, it goes in the middle or slightly on the top sideline. So if you go in the borderline, it might jump into Q2, it might stay in Q1. So that's my, whatever you do, yeah, if you are sending, when you are accepted in Q1, not sending, accepted, we consider that Q1 lah. When you are accepted, when it is in Q1. But unfortunately, if you send, 6 months after that it goes into Q2, we consider that Q2 because it's always during the acceptance level. So avoid the, this issue.
This is a new category, that's Emerging Science Citation Index. This is quite blur for us that, like for ISI paper, like it's Emerging Science Citation Index. Is it still acceptable for UKM, or is it something above Scopus, below Scopus, equal to Scopus, or something like that? We are still very confused about Emerging Science Citation Index. Thank you, sir.
The Emerging Science Citation Index do not have impact factor. The bold advice, don't. Go for impact factor. If you have a paper, and you know your paper might not be that strong, publish in Q4. Much, much better than not having any impact factor. Am I correct? Don't waste your paper, because it will have a long impact on you. It's not university that much, it's about you. You are going to carry that, in your CV. I published in a Q4 paper. Still, it's a Q4 paper rather than not having any impact. So ST, for example, has got no impact factor yet. It might later, but you don't know. Don't take the risk. You know that your paper, your supervisor can tengok, oh maybe this paper, Q3 lah. Try Q3 first. Okay? Try. Send it first. If I were you, I will always send to Q1 first. You know why? Because if they reject it, I will send to another one after that. Q2 maybe, If I see the correction is very strong, then I correct it and then send to Q2 lah. Unless I'm very confident I'm answering all these and I resend back to Q1. So it's all depend on you. But do not waste the paper. Why you should send to the non-impact factor? Unless in your area, specifically in your area, that journal has got no impact factor, Scopus only, but very, very good journal. Then that's a different story. It might have special cases like 1 or 2 of this, but generally, it's not like that. Well,
Actually, my question was, obviously it's not as good as Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Obviously, these will be our first priorities in most of the cases. However, in management sciences, sometimes because of some reasons, we have to come slightly down to these, although we should obviously focus at those categories about this. But in case we have to come down, is ESCI a preferable one or Scopus a preferable one in the eyes of UKM?
In the eyes of UKM, generally it depends very much on the area, as I mentioned. If your supervisor knows that, okay, in this area, this Scopus is much more powerful than any other journals. Unfortunately, it's not yet in the WS for whatever reason. There are some cases like that. Maybe in management science, for example. So then Scopus, that particular Scopus is better than any of the the WS. It is very much dependent on area. So it's difficult for me to just say this is a policy, because it is very, very much discipline specific. Is that right? So you have to really talk to your supervisor. He is the person who knows about this. It's expertise. If he's saying that in this particular area the SKI paper is good, the journal is good, then we normally would give that trust to supervisors.
Essentially, the idea from my previous class in UKM 2 weeks before this. The idea is between the innovated product produced by research versus the Q1 paper.
Okay.
So how?
This is a Q1 question. We want to produce product. Yes, we do, because product or prototype or whatever can be patented. Okay? We need patent. We would like students to produce patent. It depends very much on your area of expertise. Normally, such work, if it is producing patent, normally it's very difficult to publish in journals because it is developmental stage rather than fundamental. You agree with me? So, you can go for both or either one. If your research, and you have spoken to your supervisor, you really want to go for patent, make sure you patent it. Because, and it doesn't mean that if you have patent something, it doesn't mean that you cannot publish. It's a bit difficult, yes, but there are angles that you can still publish. Let me tell you, I have more than 30 patents myself. Okay, some of these patents, because once you publish in patent, you can still publish your journal in your journal. But if you have published in journal, they give you 1 year. Within 1 year, you must patent. You know what I'm saying? So this is so if it is a PhD, if you are doing patented things, I think it's going to be difficult for you because requirements for graduation. Be careful on that. Because masters and PhD, master by research and PhD, there is a requirement that you must publish, right? You must publish your paper. Betul, Osman, sila. We just come back from somewhere. Dr. Osman is our TNC in charge of academic affairs and alumni. Thank you, sir. So go back to you a little bit on this. So talk to your supervisors very clearly whether he's going for patent or going for research. Bear in mind, you as a PhD student, there is a requirement to publish. So you patent, you don't publish, then you are in trouble at the end of the 3 years. So be very careful on that. Ensure that even if you patent, you can still publish. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. So, yeah, I do not say that we are going to leave behind the patent. No, I'm just saying that there are tracks, the patent thing. But if you can extract from the patent to publish your work, you have to do that. Okay? Yeah. In research, ladies and gentlemen, in research, you have to spend time. You have to work very hard. And at the same time work very smart. You agreeable with me? You have to spend time in the labs, in your research room, whatever, see your supervisor, diligently do what agreed upon. But some of you are maybe part-time students, in a way that you are not here all the time, kan? But discipline yourself. If you really want to graduate on time, discipline yourself. Work hard. Be very disciplined. If you are part-time, then nobody sees you. You are not in front of your supervisors anyway. So you do things in a very lucky manner. You are not going to graduate on time. Don't waste your money. Especially if you are sponsored by any institutions or governments or whatever agencies. Your responsibility is to do the research, do the study as diligently, as religiously as possible, and then obtain the degree that you have already sign up the agreement with your sponsors. Betul tak? You go back without a degree, what will happen to you? Some of you are sponsored by your parents, some of you self-sponsored. You spend your money. You deserve the best education in UKM. We would like to provide that to you, but you have to reciprocate by working very, very hard. Is that an agreeable term? If we are not doing our job as UKM staff, your supervisors are not doing job, report that to our Center for Postgraduate Studies. Report that to the deans. You agree with me? Write the letters to the dean. Email saying that I have not been given the due attention by my supervisor. I want to see my supervisor. He said, come next year. What is this? Alright? If you don't do that, we do not know, At the end of the third year, then you start writing complaints letter. It's not going to help you. Am I correct or not? So do your part, we'll do our part. Inshallah, If you fail to do that, we'll take action as well on our side. Because we have already have the mandate to give you the best that we should, as we promised. So we will honor that agreement with all of you. Okay, Tani? Okay, so exercise your right as students. This is what I want you to do. Get as much as possible from UKM. Squeezes, not physically, metaphorically. Squeezes so that you get the best. And then you use that knowledge and experience, whatever you have gone through, as the ammunition for you. Ask for job, ask for position, ask for postdoctoral study, wanting to go and work somewhere, use it. Can or not? We would like to see all of you doing postdoc somewhere in Berkeley, in Cambridge afterwards. It will be our honor to see our graduates go to these top universities and work or whatever you do over there. It's an honor. You do masters here and then you say, I want to go to Oxford to do my PhD. Go ahead. We will help you as much as possible. We have contacts over there. Go. Use our contacts. Use our network. Get a position there. Okay? This is our vision. As much as we like you to be with us, yeah, of course we want to retain you because we love you so much. Yeah? But we also want you to excel. Is that okay? Yeah. Any one or two more maybe before we go for lunch?
Assalamualaikum, Prof, from here. On
From
your
where?
right side.
Okay. Right.
I just want to ask, just now you did mention about the allocation of 50% of
Yes.
bench fees out of our tuition fees.
Okay.
That's for research mode. So how's about mixed mode coursework and research? Thank you.
Thank you so much. For mixed mode, unfortunately, we do not distribute that. I've spoken only about research because it's meant, that 50% meant for research. So if you're doing research master by research, or PhD obviously by research, we will allocate that. For mixed mode, no, unfortunately. Okay? So that's only for a research mode, fully research mode. Because in doing research, there is cost. The traveling costs, raw material costs, rental of equipment and whatnot. So we do not want our supervisors, who do not have enough grant to feel the stress of trying to find money and use their own. We do not want that to happen. So whatever you give, we will channel back to the system so that you will benefit. And not only that, we also give grants as well to your supervisors. If they have good project proposals, we will give them grants as well. We distributed 23 million. In this year, 23 million. Yeah. To whatever we have, we redistribute that. We are not in the business of making money for the sake of making money. We want the money that we generated from whatever sources, we want to give back to the students and the society. We try our best to improve the facilities with all difficulties. To be honest with you, it's with all difficulties. I became the VC in January. Nothing in my room has changed. The carpet is 13 years old carpet. Honestly, it smells a bit, but still, not so bad. If you come to my room, don't complain, okay? Oh, poor VC. Because I do not want to spend a penny only for my room. Even though, it should be, very important people coming in and so on. As long as it doesn't have that bad smell, you can still walk on it, it's okay. I won't sleep on it, right? I'm using my shoes on it, so it's okay. So, you see, I'm trying to be very prudent in spending so that we can use the money where it should be used, that is for the students. Okay? So, anyone else? Yes, ma'am, at the back, if you can give her the microphone.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, Prof. I'm Salina from Azman. So my question is, I just want to hear your voice for hashtag GOT, stand for Grade on Time. And the second hashtag GOT, Grade Overtime. Thank you.
Graduate overtime and graduate on time. Okay. What's hashtag thing? I'm an old school. Maybe you can elaborate a bit. Sorry, honestly, What am I supposed to do again? Put in my Instagram, is it?
No, Prof. I just want to hear your opinion for
okay.
hashtag GOT.
Okay.
No, I mean, what is your response for the postgraduate to grade on time or grade overtime?
I agree with graduate on time, obviously. Is that my response should be? Yeah? Okay. I have to ask you, it's an old school guy. I don't have Instagram. If you see my name there, my daughter did it for me. I say, when I did this, who did this? I discovered it's my daughter. So very dangerous. Yeah, graduate on time is very important, as mentioned by our colleague just now. It is our hope to see you graduate on time, honestly. You know why? Because keeping you for too long is not good for you and for us. You agree? You want to graduate on time, right? Of course, that's the answer. So, yeah, we are all for it. Whatever support system that we have is meant to achieve that. We give appreciation for graduate on time, right? Yeah, we announced it in the Senate. In the Senate, we announced we have 10 graduate on time this month, and these are the guys who have, graduate on time. We basically, idolize them, that sort of thing. Wow, these guys are good, all the students are all graduate on time, he should be promoted, that sort of thing. So we give a lot of appreciation for supervisors to supervise you properly so that you can graduate on time. So don't prolong your studies. Boleh tak ni? Don't stay here for too long lah, guys. Man, 3 years PhD, finish. If you can finish in 2.5 years, it's much better. Yeah? Finish in 2.5 years, whatever requirement you see there. You talk to your supervisors, I want to finish in 2.5 years. 2.5 years you finish. Man, that will be our day lah, basically. You mean our day if you finish in 2.5 years. So 3 years is just a a medium kind of thing, but if you can get earlier into the studies, is very good. So you work doubly hard, you can do it. Definitely you can do it.
My question, first one is, what is the track record of UKM that master student converted to PhD? That's the first question. And the second one, you did mention about the paper Q1 and the WAS, corpus, all that things. And okay, that is our job as a student. But I wish to know what else we need to do as a first year student to help UKM, to put UKM in the top ranking of the world. Since you mentioned you want to bring UKM to top in the world. So since you are ready, please help us how we can help UKM to bring UKM to be the top in the world. Thank you.
How I wish all of you are like that. I believe most of you are like that, if not more. Yeah, excellent question, man. Number one is percentage of people converting to PhD. To be honest with you, we probably have not looked into the percentage. Somehow we probably missed that stats. But yeah, we definitely will look into that afterwards. But at the moment, we do not have statistics. But most of the students, first and foremost, of course, we encourage them to do PhD with us upon completion of masters. That's number one. But number two, we also encourage them to go abroad as well, or get anywhere that they fly high with our flag as well. For us, we encourage both, but we would like to retain them, yes. But in terms of percentage, we have a lot. Unfortunately, I do not have the numbers. Hopefully, we can check that later. Secondly, what can you do to assist? But quite honestly, as I mentioned, it's a very, very simple few pointers. As students of UKM, we would like to be the university for society. We would like the research done by all of you will be useful. Those research results are useful for the nation, for the world, hopefully. It has impact on society. We hope that, rather than just for the sake of paper. Paper is one of the requirements, yes. But we also, on the same note, wanting the research to have impact on society, on the nation, on the, for the world as well. So that we can make a difference, rather than just getting a scroll of diploma, or degree or whatever. So this is really our hope. Imagine if 1,800 plus who are here, who register for masters and PhD, can really create each one of you a small impact. I believe that the nation will transform. Your research about poverty, the research about engineering, the research in education, each one of you has got impact on societal element. Your research on aging, for example, help the poor, help the people who are aged. And that research has transformed them. The research on environment, in Langkawi, for example, we have Lestari. Those researchers have impacted the people in Langkawi. For example, if you go to Langkawi, have you been to Langkawi, any one of you? Have you been to Kilim Geopark? Do you know that Kilim Geopark, which attracted 500,000 visitors a year, all the geopark studies are done primarily by our researchers, our students. The Kilim area, if you know the Kilim area, you'll go there later on, was just a fisherman activities area many years ago. We discover lots of geotechnology, geographical elements of the stones and whatnot over there, and then we package it saying that, look, this is a very environmentally important area that has to be preserved. We help them getting the geopark status, the global geopark status. It's an international status that put Langkawi in the map. And that attracted 500,000 people. Some of those fishermen in Langkawi has now been a millionaire. Yeah. So this is how we impact lives, Likewise, now we are opening up new areas called Gong Badak. We are transforming Gong Badak area as well. Of course, with the help of LADA and also the local authorities. This is an example of how research done in University Kebangsaan Malaysia has impacted life of the society. So we hope to see more of those impactful research coming from all of you, potential impactors. Yeah? And that might not send, a direct impact on US ranking. Maybe, might not, but it helps the nation, the people. So we have lots of responsibility. We want to do everything for society, for the ranking, for the nation, whatever. But let's do that together. So we are not myopic saying that, oh no, we don't care about any other thing, we just care about ranking. No, we are not like that. This ranking business is an outcome of a good quality research and education. This is not the prime, it is the byproduct, if I may say. If you do something good, you have a byproduct, right? So ranking is a byproduct. I hope this brief session will open up your eyes about the existence of you in UKM as postgraduate students. Not only to get a scroll of diploma, but also to do something beneficial to you and also to the society. I hope we in UKM can deliver that responsibility to provide you with the learning experience and the required exposures to achieve your dream, and also at the same time to be proud of you being in UKM with us.
HIP 2019 berikan tepukan yang gemuruh.